Hello, and welcome to Karmatalks, a
Thank
monthly
you.
podcast dedicated to yoga studio owners sharing their stories and passion for yoga. My name is Julia, and I am a content manager for Karmasoft Online, a multifunctional yoga studio software, and I'm your host today. Today, we're going to talk about transitions. And now I'd like to introduce you our guest, Jacqueline Allen-Magers. She is the owner of Community Yoga Lafayette, and she puts her heart and her soul into the studio, and she is growing the community with a depth that's unlike other studios in the area. Hi, hi, Jacqueline.
Hi.
Welcome. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Thank you. So happy to finally make this happen with you.
Me too.
Yeah, it took a while. Well, tell me a little bit about your yoga studio. You run a community yoga studio, so it's an inclusive and welcoming space that provides affordable but high quality classes. I'm
Yes,
curious.
I know that it's really hard to describe exactly what separates different yoga studios from one another until you're actually there and experiencing them, right?
Yes.
So, what we really try to do is connect with our students. And so, the name community I know is overused and misunderstood and misapplied in a lot of ways, but our teachers are very educated. And so that is highly important to us. But then it's also important that we take that to the next level. And so when we are teaching, we are absolutely taking what we know about the students that are in the class and using that to formulate classes that really serve them as much as we can in a group setting. So, of course, it's not the same as doing a private, individualized lesson when you go to a group class, but at the same time, we really try to establish relationships with the students that come so that we have an understanding of what brings them to doing yoga and what can we offer that's really going to help them create changes in their mind and their body.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, it is kind of different from what other studios are doing. I like your approach. So it's very individual approach to clients.
Yes, that's what we try to do, but still foster a sense of community amongst that personalization. So there's still, like, when you get to know the people that are around you, it creates kind of an energetic experience in practicing together. And so that's important as well, that we have a space where everyone feels welcome. And so even if it's someone's first time at the studio, like, we really try to make them feel like they're a part of the whole.
Hmm. Yes, yes, I do believe it's important, especially everybody's so different. They have different needs, different agendas. so, so great.
Absolutely.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love it. And how did the community yoga Lafayette studio change the community?
We have. So we are in a college community. And so it's a very highly educated area, which also tends to draw a lot of people that have a whole lot of striving. And then with that, this degree of stress that even outside of just our normal culture, like, most of us are pretty stressed out these days, right? With just that kind of need and desire and pressure to do more and be more. And so that creates a lot of mental health issues that then manifest into our body and create different physical issues as well. And so that's really how we're trying to help the community, is help them with their mental and physical health. and how it's all integrated. But it's a different focus than just exercising, if that makes sense.
Yes, I agree with you about trying to do more and be more. I don't know, it resonated so much with me because I do catch myself sometimes on, oh, I want to accomplish in one day just too many things,
Right.
just way too
I
many.
know.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not bad to have goals and have things to do, but it's just that feeling of unrest and the constant stress. If you don't know how to kind of separate from that, then it can lead to issues. Absolutely.
Well, I'm glad you created this little island
Yeah,
inside of your community that people can kind of escape from that rhythm, the crazy rhythm and overwhelm, and they can really find that little respite and take a breather, right?
exactly.
Well,
That's
that's
exactly what
how,
we're trying to do.
from what you're saying, that's how I imagine it's happening. So great.
Yes,
Yes,
that is a great way to describe it.
excellent. So I know that you recently migrated your studio to a new software, Karmasoft Online, while dealing with a pandemic. So what was it like?
It was, I mean, with any migration, of course, there's aches and pains, but for us, we actually just had our 10-year anniversary, and so it just happened that we
Wow.
decided to do this migration at our 10-year anniversary. So, but we've had the same system for 10 years until just recently. And not that there was anything wrong with the new system, but I think it just became too big and too hard to find that customer support. So that customer support is very important to us. And so if we're having issues or questions or problems, having a reliable actual person to talk to has been a big driver in switching. So the old system had way more capability than we actually
Mhm,
needed.
mhm,
And so with that, of course, we were paying for things that we didn't really
mhm,
need. And so that was part of the decision as well. But it has been wonderful to have an actual person that I can text or call to ask questions to. The actual migration itself was really pretty easy from a systems perspective. But then, of course, there's a period of time where people always have to learn new things. But we've made it through that and
mhm.
we're chugging right along.
Oh, these are great insights. I'm glad you're describing them because for me it's I expected to hear some kind of surprise and I like the things you're saying, like paying for things that you don't need in a software. That's, I think it's a big insight because it's true. Why, like for me, I'm always thinking cost effective. Why pay for things that you don't use? Like, what's the
Right.
point?
Yes, exactly.
And I do agree that having that person you can actually connect and talk is quite something. Like it's just essential, right? So I'm glad you mentioned it. And
Yes, especially because I mean, we're all busy, right? And
yeah,
so it's hard if you're trying to call for support and you get stuck in those loops of automated, like hit this button to go here, hit this button to go here.
yep.
So it's very refreshing when you can actually call or text someone and not have to go through all of those steps.
Yes, great. Well, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing about your experience. Well, is there any other suggestions for yoga studio owners in regards to transitioning from one software to another?
Well, like for me, this was something that has been in the back of my mind for
Mhm.
more than a year. And
Wow.
I kept putting it off because of that like overarching just I don't have time to deal with the system migration. And so I would like to say that it's not as overwhelming and challenging as you think it will be. So it was actually made very easy. Like, we were given instructions on what reports to download and export, and then we just sent that information off, and all of that was uploaded for us. And so the system was set up and we were supported all along the way. So even updating our website to have the integration from the system, like, that was done virtually through a discussion like this, where I was shown how to actually do things so that I knew how to do it myself in the future if I'm going to make some changes. But I wasn't expected to figure out how to do it on my own.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad it was easy and I'm glad it went smooth for you. Great.
Yeah.
I have one last question for you. As a yoga studio owner, have you created what you've always dreamt of creating, or are you still shaping things, just like you did with the software upgrade, for example?
Yeah. Well, a little bit of both. So absolutely, the community and helping people is the big overarching goal, and that's absolutely happening. But I also think it's important to keep learning and keep growing and keep changing to find more overall balance and health for us all. So I'm actually a yoga therapist, and then I am back in school studying Ayurveda. So we're adding more services like that to make it more of an integrative health kind of experience as well. So we will keep growing as we go. And we have several teachers that are studying yoga therapy now too. So our teachers do very much value continuing to grow as well.
Wow, that's awesome. Yes, yes, I was curious about this integrated health experience. Sounds like a big endeavor and adventure too.
Right. We'll see where that ends up going. I mean, it's not integrative health in the aspect of replacing a doctor, but it's more just a way to support your overall health with mind body practices that helps to support other medical care that you're receiving.
Exactly.
And
And
part of it is also getting in front of issues that may happen later. So the earlier we can notice imbalances in our system, the earlier we can kind of stop them from progressing into something that's a bigger problem.
yeah, and I believe a lot of people are turning into this kind of services. I feel like it's a trend right now, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely getting more and more popular, and people are looking for different integrative health aspects and means and services that they can explore.
Yes, because I find that a lot of people are, it's almost like they're losing faith in in the traditional medicine, like going to doctors and taking drugs and whatever. And this integrated approach, this integrated health experience that you're trying to create, I think it's a, again, it's like an island. People can just escape and try it for themselves and see if it actually works, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes.
so they don't have to believe it, they can just try it.
Mhm.
And okay, well, let's wrap things up. I know you're a busy yoga studio owner, so I don't want to hold you back. I'd like to say congratulations on your 10-year anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, that's exciting.
Thank you so much for being here, Jacqueline. It was my absolute pleasure, and all the best with your study, with your new integrated health experience for your clients. So, and all the best with your studio.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
And to all people who is watching us right now, this who is watching our recording, thank you for watching. And until next time, goodbye.